Hello and welcome, everyone. Here we are in Sea of Thieves tonight. My dog just came tearing into the room. Hello, Beagle. Did you throw off my whole green screen? I look a little rough. I tell you what, I'm tired. I had a rough day. I'll discuss it a little more at length once Nathan joins. He should be joining. Here in just a minute. Because he said 20 minutes, and that was 20 minutes ago, so... I gotta plug my phone in. I'm on call, so if my phone goes off, that's why. It has to be where I can hear it. So we're doing ledger stuff. I don't know for who, but... or for whom we're doing the ledger stuff. I'm gonna do ledger stuff. Today my day consisted of actual work. Going through and we scrubbed the golf carts. Oh, hold on. The Beagle's acting weird. Let me check. Let me make sure. My wife's phone died at work, so I don't know if she's home or not. I don't know what's going on. One moment. Alright. The dog's just being weird. I don't have to hold control to move items in a stack. That's Icarus. This is Sea of Thieves. Hello, Lorena.
I need a very, very large drink.
What do you even have? Oh! Well, I guess I'll scoop that up. Sweet.
Adventure calls.
Yep, it sure does. I don't want the bananas, but I'm taking them because they're there. Cannonball chain shot. There's a skeleton fleet. No ships right on top of us. Oh my. I'm sure that was somebody is trying to run away from someone. I can't imagine it let them get that far away from the edge of the map. I don't see anybody, so no Reapers. Let's check our ledger. Did they update this season? 2 weeks. Okay. 188 out of 188 commendations. 350 out of 452. I didn't realize I was that close in the build rats. I've done a lot of stuff in this game. But, you know, look, 3 out of 28 commendations for the Reapers. I've played the Merchant Alliance the most, and I only have 19 of 37 commendations. And 7 of 20 titles. I just need to do, I think for this one, all I have to do is Glitterbeard. Oh, these are Glitterbeard books. So, it is all Glitterbeard stuff, but it's not the Glitterbeard. The Legend of Glitterbeard. Sea Forts. I was kind of halfway did these. I just stopped doing the Sea Fort stuff. The buried treasures, I sort of stopped doing those. Mercenary voyages. Okay. Well, I just have to do that one more time. And I'll have those. I just have to deliver more of those generous gifts and such. I thought I found all those. Okay, so Reapers. Still in Keeper, I need 30,000 to get to the next tier. We may just run Reapers tonight then. And maybe the next day. Or not the next day. Sunday, the next stream. I need to do the Merchant Alliance stuff just so I can unlock my last 2 weapons. I don't want to have to get to the point where... You know what? Hadn't done it in a while.
Hey, hey, hey. Back to the sea, yeah?
I don't want instrument. I want an inventory. Quests. Voyages. I've got 2 of those. Let's go ahead and deck the ship out. Let's see. I've bought several ship sets from the store, and my favorite one is still the Frozen Horizon ship set. Nope. Forgot which set I was doing. There you go, Syndrome.
What's up, Captain? back later.
Now, where are we? We're at Galleon's Grave. So... Galleon's Grave, Unsorted Silks. So who wants Unsorted Silks? Ancient Spire. And that's directly south. Let's
How's it going?
go ahead and do that. Sort of playing the stock market here while we wait for Nathan. Sort of what's happening. You just have to check to see where the commodities are wanted, or where they're sought after, and take them there. It's like, who wants this more than anything? This place. They'll pay top dollar for it.
Back to the sea, yeah?
Now these work a little differently. They work like the, if you've done the Merchant Alliance before, they work like the cargo runs, where the cargo, the cargo doesn't give you any, like, like it doesn't increase your standing with the Merchant Alliance, emissary. I always word this poorly. So you know how I picked up these this crate here and this crate here, and it went, it filled the thing up, and it got me closer to grade 2. Yeah, that doesn't happen until you sell things, just like the cargo run stuff. Because I think you get more based on how well you do with it. So like, if you bring in the stuff pristine, you get the most money for it, right? If you take these where they're wanted, where they're the most wanted, you get the most money for them. These are worth doing too. Okay, that was the last one. Good. I'm gonna double check to make sure it hasn't changed. Make sure I am going to be heading to the correct outpost. Ancient Isles. Unsorted Silks, Ancient Spire. South and a splash west. Oops. See, the only real issue with doing these is the same kind of problem you run into with the Reapers. Where the Reapers only have one place to turn in. If you want to get the maximum value for the items you're selling, you need to go to a specific outpost. And if there's another crew hanging around there and you're trying to avoid them, it's not like normal treasure where you can just go, oh, cool, I'll just go to a different outpost. No, doesn't work like that. The outpost you're going to might not want them at all, so you won't get as much for them. Actually, not. So our pool, we repaired the issue there, and the problem was somebody broke the handrail. We fixed it. To fix it, we had to drain the pool, and I'm talking drain it. There was a little bit of water left in it, but wasn't great. We did that. We tried to put the handrail into like a vinyl boot and mount that to the plaster. Wouldn't happen. We had to pour some like leveling cement in there, so that way we'd have something for the screw to bite into. So we had Tapcons. They're ones that are, the threads are bigger than a normal screw, and they're kind of like pushed out a little bit to act as basically a drill bit. Tapcon is kind of halfway between a drill bit and a screw. They work pretty well. What's that? Probably shit. They work pretty well. They're not the best thing in the world. They work best if you've got like an anchor you can mount them with. They tend to work a lot better that way. But it's all we had to work with, so we ran it through. We had to drill a small hole in that and run the screw through it, through the bottom of the boot, which we had to make a makeshift washer for, because the opening at the bottom of the boot was way too big. I mean, it was like the size of this. Well, this is green, so this doesn't do any good. Okay, it's so about the size of this bottle cap, and the screw head is not big enough. Like, it was way too small. There's a galleon over there. So that's southwest. Let's see, that's the... Oop. That's the fort. Hold on. 1 second. My dog's being weird again. Sorry. He keeps hearing people moving around outside and he thinks it's my wife. And it's not. So he keeps running around with his ears perked up looking to see if it's her. And he keeps getting sad. I'm like, buddy, you gotta calm down. Rex Beagle. Let's see if I can get him to come in here. Wave at the fort. Bye, fort. Bye, fort. Oh, they hit my boat. That's surprising. Is a galleon parked over there? I think that's... Yep, that's Ancient Spire. What was I saying? Right, the pool. So we had to sort of make a washer big enough to hold the screw in there. We jury-rigged the whole thing. Then we just squirted a bunch of silicone on the bottom of the boot, stuck it down in there, ran the screw through it, and then picked up the handrail, lifted it up, and jammed it down in the boot. So it sort of worked. We let everything set up for another day before we even thought about trying to do anything else with it. Which is a good thing, because it seems to have set up pretty well. We filled the pool up. It took 2 days to do so. I'm not kidding, it took us 2 days to fill up the whole pool. It's a 45,000 gallon pool. Oh, I lost my chat. My laptop doesn't realize that it's got internet access. What do we got? Nothing. Give me something. Couldn't identify the problem. Oh, that's because it's fixed already. It fixed itself. I hate when it does that. It's like, it's not broken. Shut up, computer. I know it was broken. You told me it was broken. No, that's a lie. You're full of it. Pretty good parking job. So about these for like 140 gold. I got almost 700. See, once you start tacking on the emissary grade bonus, so I was making, what is it, 716. So I'm getting an extra 230 for each one now, and then it just adds on. I didn't realize I bought 10 of these. Go away. I don't want to look at that.
Hello, dearie. Take care, dear.
Actually, let's check and see. See, Ancient Isles. Surplus of raw sugar. Who wants raw sugar? Daggertooth. Daggertooth. And there's Reapers at Sanctuary, of course. So. Let's do this. From Ancient Spire to... That's the sea post, right? What is it? Finest trading post. So from here and here. You can go under Chicken Isle. No. So that's to the northwest. Of course, it's dark now. That's them. I hear somebody clickety-clacketing.
Comrade!
Hello, Nathan. I sent you an invite, by the way.
I just accepted said
Nice.
invite. Apologies for the delay. It's really nasty thunderstorms out of nowhere. And we lost power for a second.
Ah. That would explain it.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah, we had some of those yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Not fun.
Yeah, it was yesterday because I got completely drenched at work.
Ugh, the worst.
And no, it's even worse because I work outside and I'm all sweaty, and then the sun comes out and cooks all that off. So not only am I drenched in sweat to begin with, then I'm drenched in rainwater, which, you know, rain and sweat mixed together brings out that special kind of stink.
Yeah.
And especially when you're out in the sun and it's cooking off of you, and then you have to go into people's apartments to do work, they're kind of like, oh, God. Like, sorry. There is a galleon that we're
Wow,
sailing
it is-
towards.
Well, that's good. This is really a big contrast compared to that galleon we played on Sunday.
Yep.
I'm like, oh man. I'm just, ugh.
It's teeny tiny.
It is, but I mean, the galleon's too big for just two people. There's just no way. We could try it, but it would not be good in a tense situation.
Crap.
That was fun that we got Scala and Jared on, though.
Yep. That was a lot of fun.
Sad to hear that it's gonna be 6 weeks before we see Scala again.
Yep.
That video, though, my goodness.
Yeah, so I haven't mentioned it on the stream yet, because I was like, I know, that's basically all I'm going to talk to Nathan about once he gets on, so I was like, I'll talk about it later. Yeah, so at work today, we're washing, so all the work I did today was we washed 2 golf carts. I started washing a third. And I went to 2 apartment buildings and checked for wasp nests at the entrance. And I replaced a condensate pump. And that's basically all the work I did today. And the reason for that is first thing we did was start washing the golf carts, because we were supposed to have an open house tomorrow, and people were going to be coming by, and the office was like, we want to use all the golf carts. They need to look good. It's like, great. It's a stupid reason for me to have to clean the golf cart. But sure, whatever. I'll do it.
Right.
So we start cleaning them, And of course we don't have like a spray attachment for the hose, right?
Oh,
So-
God, of course.
We do what every rational maintenance team does, and that's MacGyver one.
Nice.
Oh, dang it. I was going to try to adjust course because I couldn't see where everything was because the sea's so choppy. And then I saw it, and I was like, oh, we're on course. Let me grab the capstan. Nope.
I'm fixing a drink real fast, by the way.
That's fine. What we do is we've got a... It's essentially a bladder that you attach to a hose. And when you run the hose, it expands the bladder, and it just sprays water. So what you do is you stick it in a pipe, if you've got a clogged pipe, and you just push it down in the pipe. You turn on the water. It fills up the bladder so it closes off the edge of the pipe.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
And then you just increase the water pressure so it can just blast water down the pipe, and you use it as like a pressurized cleaner, essentially. And it works pretty well. We used it to clear a bunch of sludge out of a pipe not 2 days ago. Is that everything from here?
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it was
I
it was
like that
real
it works.
nice. So what we did was we took that, we stuck it in a piece of PVC pipe, and just held onto that while we cranked up the pressure, so that way it would, let's see, where are we supposed to go? Crooks Hollow, which is where the galleon is.
Ugh, that's... can we go around?
No, we have
Somewhere
to,
else?
we have to go to Crooks Hollow, that's... I heard Wild Henry once beat the Pirate Lord at arm wrestling. When we meet up, I'll ask them all about it. After all, anyone who could manage that would be the most fearsome pirate on Crooks Hollow. Which means we have to go to Crooks Hollow to find the stuff.
Got it. Is this the adventure? Or is this, what is this? What we're doing?
We're just doing a cargo run, because I need, I need to get to the next tier for... I need to get to the top tier for the Merchant Alliance.
Weren't you level 75?
Yes, but this is Ledger stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
This is a whole separate thing.
For some reason, I thought you were still like top tier, like everything.
No, I am. I'm level 75 in everything but the Reapers. And, you know, you can't get that high in the Athena's Fortune. It goes up to 30. But I'm not capped out there either.
Interesting.
But even so, I still have to get the rewards for... because every month they do a new ledger.
Oh, I see. Okay, so
Right,
you're
and
doing
so
that
I
as
did
well.
everything,
Okay.
but I've done everything but the last set of rewards for the Merchant Alliance, because I just stopped doing the Merchant Alliance because I had all the ship parts and all the weapons, and then they released more. Oops, getting a little close to the shore there. They released more rewards, and
You're like, yes, please.
I was like, well, it's just two things, you know. It's a long rifle, and it's the Eye of Reach, and maybe it's the Cutlass? I don't know. The pirates are shooting at us, I think. Can you repair the ship? Thank you.
I'm already on it. Yeah. The pirates on the galleon.
Ahoy! We're just doing a quest here. They're coming after us.
Yep.
Of course.
Well, yep. Guess we'll go do something else.
I thought, because I hadn't seen anybody around that island, I was like, maybe they've gotten off for the night. Nope.
Maybe. Nope.
Definitely
Yeah.
all of them were watching us come in, and they ran along the shore to see where we were going. And they were all shooting at us from the shoreline.
Literally just waiting. They're probably about to get into their ship and haul butt this way.
Well, they can't, because I'm sailing us directly into the wind.
Oh, beautiful.
Because we're in a sloop, and I figured if they tried that, they're in a galleon, and they won't ever catch us, especially if they're not moving.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're washing off the golf carts.
Right.
And yesterday, we did, they call them padlocks here, but they're evictions, they're lockouts. So, in the way those work, it works just about the same everywhere. You don't pay your rent, the apartment complex says, okay, this person has not paid their rent in X amount of time, they owe this much money. We have told them they need to pay their rent or they will be evicted. And then the sheriff's department says, okay, you know, if you'd like to file eviction status on them, please let us know. And then they say, yes, we'd like to file for an eviction. And then it goes to court. And then the court decides, okay, they haven't paid their rent in X amount of time, they owe X amount of money. So what you can do is we grant you possession of the apartment because this is your apartment, legally speaking. So here you go. You may go there and get possession of the apartment. However, you cannot do so without the support of the sheriff's office. So then the sheriff's department sends you a notice and says, hey, we will send deputies to do an eviction on X date at X time. Do not inform the resident of the time. You know, that way, and they do that so that way you can't say, hey, look, they're going to be here at on Monday at 2 p.m. And they go, okay, and they call up all their buds and they hole up in the apartment at 2 p.m. to ambush the police. You know,
Right.
They don't do it for that reason. It's not to be jerks. It's just for the safety of the officers.
Which totally get.
Right. So, what happened was we did 4 of them, and the
Oh fuck.
yeah, we did a total of 4. And that's not that bad. I mean, for one person got back in because they applied for the emergency rental assistance program. And they had, they were like, yeah, we got you, we're going to pay your rent. And then they didn't by the deadline. And so they're like, what do you mean? We got this. And then the sheriff is like, yes, I understand. This happens a lot. We have to escort you off the premises, and they have to change the locks. If you get in contact with ERAP and have them get in contact with the office, they'll get it sorted out, and I can just about guarantee you they will pay it, and you'll get back in the apartment today. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah, we've had it. That's happened like 6 times here of late.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, which I mean is stupid, but that's the way it works out. So that's what's going to happen. Where are we?
Yeah.
This is the outpost. We can go here. I got something we can do. So yeah, that happened. One lady had moved all of her stuff out of her apartment and was just, you know, you could tell she was upset. I'm like, there's nothing we could do for her. It sucks. One thing I hate doing. But the way it works here is they have to give you 1 day to move your stuff out of the apartment. Once the eviction process has, once you've been evicted, the property has to give you 1 full day to get your stuff out. However, they can give you up to 7. So if you're nice to the office, you can take time to move your stuff out. If you're not, they're like, okay, well, you can come get it. Well, I can only come between 2 and 5. It's like, okay, well, that's when we'll unlock it for you. 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to do that. But you know how it works in Tuscaloosa County?
How?
Then this happened a couple of times when I worked at Mountain View. We had some people evicted. The sheriff rolls up. They let you know what's going on. We go to the apartment. The sheriff cop knocks on the door and says, "Sheriff's office." If there's no one home, they walk through the apartment and they say, "Okay, you can have possession of it." And then you take every item that belongs to them out of the apartment. You put it in a parking space. And they have 24 hours to come get it, or you throw it away.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Well, I mean, think about it. With the university, all the student housing, you know, if they do it any other way, it's going to be a nightmare.
Yep. So it makes sense.
Yeah, it sucks, but it makes sense. Let me check this book here. Let me see where we're going to go. We're not in the Shores of Plenty. Go away. We're in the Ancient Isles. I think it hasn't changed yet. We are in Ancient Spire Outpost. They have a surplus of raw sugar. So is it still Daggertooth? Raw sugar. Okay.
How nice to see you.
So that's important because one of those apartments, remember I told you there was an apartment that had somebody shot at it like 7 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, that apartment was on the eviction list. We evicted them yesterday.
Good.
So, we're washing the golf carts, and this car that I recognize, it's one of the people that lived in that apartment, comes tearing onto the property. They park all cattywampus. They get out yelling on their phone, like they're doing the speakerphone thing, but they're holding it like 6 feet from their face and yelling at it. So they go into the office, and the door closes pretty hard, and we all kind of looked at it like, should we do anything? Hey, dear.
Right.
So that's going on. And we're like, okay, should we do anything? It's like, and then we sat there for a minute, and it was fairly quiet. We didn't hear much anything going on.
Bye-bye, dearie.
We then our property manager comes out of the office, and she points at us, and she says, "Call 911." And then she walks around behind the car and takes out her phone and starts taking a picture of the license plate. The resident comes running out of the office and slams into the property manager and starts like throwing her arms at her.
Right, so I remember I saw that. Yeah.
So I throw down whatever I was holding, and I just start running. And I like shove myself between the two of them, and I'm like, hey, stop, calm down. You know, and she calms down for a second. Then she starts trying to throw blows at her again. I was like, Jesus. The other guy comes, Cody comes up, and he starts like getting next to me, trying to help block Maggie from getting hit. And the lady goes into her car and grabs her purse and starts flinging it, like swinging it at us like a club. I hit her in the face because I was swinging my arm up to try to block one of her arms, and the side of my hand like bumped into her nose because she's like shoving herself forward at the same time. I was like, oh my god, this is a whole thing. The whole time she's just yelling and cussing and acting a fool.
It looked like it.
Yeah, it was special. Maggie ends up going back inside. She grabs the lady grabs her keys, and she points, like, she, like, gets it. She's holding it a certain way, and she's pointing at her face, and I realize she's got pepper spray. And I think I think it had been used before, because the canister was empty. Like, it fell onto the ground and got run over at one point, and it was empty. And I was like, I think that's the only reason she didn't spray us, is she's used it before, and didn't have any. So,
you got lucky there.
Yeah. So that was a whole thing. I'm watching all this unfold in slow motion in my head. And did you see I had my hand up? All I could see when I was rewatching the video is, what was I doing? The Chris Pratt thing from Jurassic World?
Oh my god.
I was like, what the hell was I doing? But it worked. I just trying to calm everyone down and de-escalate.
Yeah.
And then my maintenance supervisor comes tearing in on her golf cart, and she jumps up, and the lady's getting back into her car, and she starts throwing insults at her. She's like, "You look like a lopsided ketchup bottle."
What?
And then Alex like walks in front of her, and she like runs her arms down her side and goes, "And I look good."
That's fantastic.
It's like, what the hell is happening? So, she just starts throwing stuff still. She She finally gets in her car, and I'm looking at Alex. I'm like, Alex, get the fuck inside. Get inside now. Because all she's doing is standing out there. She didn't do anything to the woman, and the woman's, like, getting angrier. And Cody's standing behind her, recording all this. Apparently he was on the phone with 911, and they hung up because they were on the phone with the office as well, and they were like, okay, this is the same call. We didn't know that. All he knew was that 911 hung up on him.
Got it.
Oh, God, the Reapers are at Daggertooth now. It's just where we're going.
Don't you love that?
It's the best. Whenever you're done, get on the ship and we'll roll out.
Oh, well.
And so the groundskeeper, Alyssa, she's standing behind me. Apparently she's opened the door once or twice and poked her head in to make sure everybody's okay. And I'm just standing between the woman, Alyssa, and the office door. Just trying my best to stay back. I guess she caught me once or twice because my hat ended up on the ground, and I certainly don't remember any of that being a thing.
Oh, yeah.
She walks around to the back of her car because she sees Cody near it, and he's just getting her license plate and stuff in the shot again. You know, just going for extra, you know, we got you kind of stuff. She ends up going to her trunk. She opens it up. She's like, oh, I got something for y'all. So, of course, my first instinct is she's got a gun. And I'm standing there, and I was like, okay, if I don't move, because Cody just starts backing up as soon as she goes to the trunk and says that, because that's what he's thinking too. But there's nothing around him. He's just out in the open. And so I was like, I'm not going to move. I'm going to stand right here. If it is, she seems to be focused on Cody right now. And if I don't move, I won't make Alyssa a bigger target. Then she pulls out her tire iron and she starts going at Cody with it. I was like, thank God, it's a tire iron. Never thought I'd say that in my life, but but you know, she just flails at him with it, and then she gets up in my face, brandishing it and waving it around behind her head, and I was like, ma'am, do not. And she's like, y'all move. And I said, no, ma'am. Y'all move. No, ma'am. The whole time my hand is up like Chris Pratt with blue. It's like, no, ma'am. Don't do it. Then she goes back to her car, and she starts to back up. I didn't even realize my maintenance supervisor was still outside. I thought she went inside.
Yeah.
But she was still outside. She was behind me. Cody ran behind an electrical box because it looked like she was going to try to back up into him. She didn't, but that's what it looked like she was going to do because she started coming out so fast. And then I was like, ma'am, your trunk is still open. She's like, I don't care, and starts backing up. You know, I was just trying. I was like, I'm not going to have anybody say I wasn't as nice as humanly possible, this woman.
Right, like you tried. She
gets out of her car after she then now blocks the entrance with her car. And then she goes to the trunk. She just starts grabbing stuff and whipping it at Cody. She throws a shoe at him and hits him with it. She throws a couple other things at him, and he blocks most of it, but it still hits him. She throws something else at us, and then she walks over, trying to get back into the office. We pushed her back, and she turned around and she charged at my maintenance supervisor and basically tackled her. She didn't go to the ground, but I didn't expect her to do that, and I was still at the door, and it's like 2 parking spaces away from me, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Reapers are doing. They're still up near Daggertooth. What else happened? She's just yelling and cussing and acting a fool. The police are on their way at this point. She goes to get back in her car because we can hear the sirens, and she takes off.
Yeah, I noticed that the trunk is wide open, and she still just takes off.
Yep.
What the hell? That's not gonna just scream, "Hey, don't stop me, cop."
Well, and she's got a 30-day tag. It's not a real 30-day tag, and her car's beat to hell and back. So, she's driving on a suspended license, and Right. They're like, we got her dead to rights.
Yeah, she's driving when she's not supposed to be.
Not as far as I know.
Assault, assault.
No, they got her. They called me. I don't know why they called me. I'm one of the lower people on the totem pole. But he was like, yeah, I'm letting you know I'm picking up the warrants right now. We've got a warrant for simple assault on the property manager, simple assault on the maintenance supervisor, simple assault on the maintenance tech, on the other maintenance tech, and like 4 counts of simple assault. So
yeah. Well, and then the driving without a
well, right, but that'll just be, they'll just hit her with
minor
that.
things.
They don't need
Right.
a warrant to get you for that.
Nope. I'm surprised it wasn't assault or attempted assault with a weapon, with the tire iron.
Yeah, they watched the video footage, and you can tell that she's just flailing around behind her head. She's not like, she did swing it at Cody, but there was like 15 feet between the two of them. So it was
Yes, but I still feel like it's threatening. It's threatening with a deadly weapon. So that's why I feel like it should still be some kind of punishment for that.
right.
Because like she could have pulled out a gun and just been brandishing that, and she might not have fired it, but she's still threatening you with a deadly weapon.
Right.
You know? So I feel like
I mean, if she clanged me on the head with the tire iron,
she could have killed you. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that should definitely still warrant a warrant of some sort. But I digress.
Yeah.
At least they got her for something.
Yep.
Well, hey, she's you know what? Sounds like she's already solved her homeless problem.
Right. And
They're gonna have a nice bed for her.
The whole reason that even happened, she comes tearing into the office and she's yelling, "I need help! I need help!" It's like, y'all locked me out and you didn't even give me notice. That's not legal. And our leasing agent was like, "Who are you?" Because like, you just come in yelling, and you're not the person on. As far as we know, you don't live here. So she's like, "I live at this apartment." So she pulls up the lease and she's like, "Well, you're not on the lease." It's like, so you're not supposed to be living there, so we didn't notify you because we don't know that you live there. Is essentially the case. So I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. You shouldn't be there in the first place.
Way to tattle on yourself.
Right. Doesn't matter because they've been evicted. So.
Right. I can't with people.
That's my favorite, is when people do stuff like that, or you get the people who are, they're not on the lease, but they call you and they demand that you come fix stuff. Like, I'm sorry, who are you? You can't put in a work order. You don't live here. I'm like, what do you mean? Here's my address. It's like, right, but you're not on the lease. You're not a leaseholder. You're not an occupant. I don't have to do anything for you. For all I know, you're somebody who walked in off the street and are claiming to live here, so I can open the door to do work so you can get in here and rob this place blind. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
People are dumb. Very, very dumb. Alright, where to now?
Sailing to Daggertooth.
Cool.
Where are those Reapers?
Let's check and see if they're still there.
They going up to Old Faithful Isle? That's where they were headed. I think it was Old Faithful.
They are looking like they're selling towards Smuggler's Bay, Salty Sands. They are passing the Treasury of the Secret Wilds now.
Okay.
Above of Old Faithful.
Okay. They were sailing near Old Faithful the last time I was over there. Good.
Yeah, they've already passed it, so they're a little bit further away than you thought they were.
It was a hell of a day. And,
yeah.
You hear from stuff, you're like, yeah, eyewitness testimony is basically worthless. You know, and you're like, yeah, right. If I was there, I'd remember exactly what happened. I told the officers what happened, the way I remember it happening, and, like, I remembered the maintenance supervisor, I remembered Alex, rolling up on her golf cart after the woman had backed up out of the parking space. Didn't happen that way. She arrived before the woman backed out of the parking space. I was like, wow, that's a pretty big detail. I can't believe I got that wrong.
Right.
It's because your adrenaline's running, and it changes.
So things just,
it changes the stuff that you normally like. Normally, I would have gotten all that 100%, but I was focused on what the woman was doing more than what she was saying or what exactly was happening around me.
Yeah, that's why you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yep.
There's a reason they do certain things.
Yep. Very true. Maggie had to go to urgent care. They could check out her hand because when the woman hit her, she hit Maggie's hand, and she was holding her cell phone, going to take a picture, and like the way she hit her, she was trying to block it. The woman hit her hand up against the phone, and like she's like, "I'm fine," you know. I can tell my hand got hit, but after about 40 minutes of sitting in the office, Maggie was like, my hand is really starting to hurt. And everyone was like, yeah, it looks swollen too. Like, just the adrenaline leaving changed. Like,
yeah.
I mean, because the officer must have asked everybody like 5 times if everyone was uninjured. Well, yeah, nobody's hurt at all. Everything's fine. There's a bunch of stuff in the water right here. Is that an emissary flag? Oh, Reaper's grade 1 flag. It's a storage crate, wood crate, cannonball crate. Sir, can you grab all that stuff in the water?
Yeah. Looking for it.
It's just off the dock.
I see it. Well, that's
Awesome.
nice. It's one thing of wood.
There's 1 wood in it.
Yeah. Fruit crate is empty.
That's okay. We still get a boost for picking it up.
And a cannonball crate is empty. But that's fine. Yeah, we can fill this sucker up and be good to go.
Yeah, so we spent probably the rest of the day sitting in the office until lunch, and then our regional took us all out to lunch.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Are you getting credit towards like unlocking a renown boost? You know what I'm talking about? Like in the top left of your screen where it's like, do this! 1 of 10, 2 of 10.
No. I'm just getting Athena Fortune up.
Well, when I sell this,
I'll let you know, yeah.
Unless what might have happened is it might have updated when we were sailing and changed. But we're still getting a pretty fair amount of money for them, so.
Oh, there we go. 3 of 10.
Okay, so good. And I checked our pool yesterday. I filled it up and it was green.
It was green?
Yeah, it took 2 days to fill the pool. And it was green.
Dang.
Like, it wasn't like green, but it had a greenish tint to it.
Right.
That's because, I mean, it's tap water that we were filling the pool with, essentially.
Oh, really?
Yup. we still had some,
Dang. That crew drained this island dry of supplies.
yeah,
That's annoying.
I'm not surprised. That's okay, though.
So, have the whole storage crate and everything, and I was like, ooh, I'll get stuff.
Yes, no.
Nope. Literally everything's gone.
Yeah, but I was beat. I'm still tired. From all that. But I checked our pool. Yesterday I added, once we got it full, I added some conditioner. It's like a non-foaming conditioner. It helps add that extra, like, sparkle to the water. I added a gallon of that. I added a gallon of algicide and clarifier. And anything that says clarifier is what's called a flocculant.
Okay.
And it dumps charged particles into the water, and it attracts it attracts gunk to them. And it kind of gums up your filters, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because a clogged filter actually works better than a brand new one, you know.
Interesting.
It makes sense. A dirtier filter actually filters more because it lets less stuff through because it's got more gunk on it. So it actually works a little better that way. But you don't want to do that for very long because you'll end up with your filters running at too high a pressure.
I get that.
So I dumped that stuff in there. Got prepped and ready for today. Come back, pool's blue.
Really?
It's a 45,000 gallon pool, and I added 1 gallon of algicide and clarifier to it and 1 gallon of pool conditioner. Granted, I do have a chlorinator hooked up to it with the stuff you put in there. They're like hockey pucks. We use trichlor tablets, which are just they're just big chlorine pucks basically, and it sits in the chlorinator, and water runs through it and gets chlorinated and then gets dumped back into the system.
Deed complete. And dang, okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I filled that whole thing up. You got a commendation?
Yeah. You filled the whole thing up.
Yeah, I filled the whole chlorinator up. I accidentally turned the pump room into a gas chamber.
Oh.
Because I ran the pump on rinse for about 5 seconds. I was like, oh god, that water is so full of chlorine. Stop. That's a gunpowder barrel.
Oh. Well, I'm glad I didn't. Dang.
Got it.
Go. One shy, too.
We would have sailed right into it. What was I saying?
So you filled it up.
The chlorinator, right. So I ran the pump for like 5 seconds and rinse. I was like, oh, that water's real chlorine-y. So I turned the pump off, set it back to filter, closed all the drain lines. I closed every line on it. And then I opened the chlorinator. Because I was like, I want to see how much chlorine, how much of the pucks have been taken out. I pulled the lid off, I looked down, and I was like, okay, it's still got some pucks in it. That's good. I turn around and I open a container of them, and it's usually, you get like a big puff of chlorine in the face, so I hold my breath while I'm doing that, and I sort of step away from it and start to breathe. I stepped away from it, and I inhaled, and I went like, oof. And then my lungs started burning. I was like, I have to get out of this room right now.
Yeah.
I stepped out, and like 4 feet away from the door, it still smelled like chlorine real strong.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, it was burning my eyeballs. I was like, I can't go back in there. Turns out all the water had drained out of the chlorinator, and just the activated pucks were just dumping that chlorine odor into the air.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so what I ended up doing was I actually went to the shop. I grabbed 4 rags. I tied them around my face like a bandana. One, and then another one on top of that, then another one on top of that, so I had 4 of them. Then I got water in my hand and splashed it over there to help try to, keep the stuff from getting to me. And then, you know, like a welding mask. Actually, no. Let's skip that. You remember the old, like, lab goggles you had in, like, middle school? High school? Yeah. So it's those, but it's got, like, a flap you can close down that makes it work kind of like a welding mask. It's for soldering or brazing copper. Oh. I grabbed those and put them on. So that way I was like, it won't protect my eyes very well, but it will protect them long enough for me to look and see what I can fix. So I walk up there looking like one of the dudes from Chernobyl when they realized it wasn't just a fire. Just storming up there. I walk in with a carpet fan and I plug it in and I step out for a second. So that way I was just blowing as much stuff out of the room as I could. Then I go in there and I open the thing and just start dumping pucks in the chlorinator, seal it up, and then open everything up and turn the pump on. I was like, thank God. I walk outside and I was like, I can still smell it through this, but at least it's not burning me at all.
Yeah, you don't want to die from chlorine, poisoning and, like, literally chlorine gas.
It's not chlorine gas.
I mean, it's not. It's just fumes from actual chlorine. But
chlorine gas is much worse.
Yes, the Germans would know.
Well, I think the English would know a little more than the Germans. Anyway, let's move away from that topic. But I ran the numbers on the pool. So, per North Carolina regulations, the pool is required to have a minimum alkalinity of 60 parts per million to open.
Okay.
Ideally, you want it at 100.
Right.
It's a pretty big variation there, right?
It is, yes.
Your chlorine has to be between a 1 and a 3 to be open. And your pH has to be between a 7.2 and a 7.8. Ideally, you want that at 7.5.
Okay.
To get my alkalinity from where it was to 100 parts per million, guess how much alkalinity up I have to add to the pool? Which, that is sodium bicarbonate. Which, do you know what that is?
No.
That is baking soda.
No. Yep. Interesting.
Guess how much baking soda I have to add to my pool to get it to 100 parts per million for the alkalinity? Give me a guess. In pounds.
50-pound bag, maybe.
No. 30 pounds.
Okay. I went a little heavy. I was just like, I'm just gonna go crazy numbers. Okay, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. But still,
I've added 18 pounds to it in the past 2 days. Yeah.
I mean, that's still a lot. I was just like, okay, it's got to be a big number. Let me just go crazy.
You can't add it. You can't add a bunch at a time. Otherwise, you'll end up with a paste in the bottom of the pool.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I'm learning so much from you. You're like the pool guru after dealing with this one for so long.
I mean, for our pool, yes. For other pools, not so much. Every pool's a little different. My supervisor did tell me at one point, she was like, I need you to make sure you add... I think no, disregard. I was like, I think the barrel's refilled. Because we've been here for a few minutes just standing around. I think that...
Right.
They might have. There was stuff in some of the barrels right here.
Oh, they
Dagger tooth, broken stone. Who needs broken stone? Sanctuary. Where did the Reapers go? I've got to add like 20 pounds of acid to the pool, just about.
20 pounds?
Yes.
Man. That's rough.
The test maxes out at 8. 8 for the pH. And you know, pH works, the lower the number, the more acidic, the higher the number, the more basic. You know, it's like battery acid is like a half or 1. Yeah. You know, it's real down there. And then bleach is very basic. So it's like a 12. At least not well, like the granulated chlorine is like that. But oddly enough, the granules, the chlorine granules we use in the pool are very, very, very basic. The trichlor pucks are very, very, very acidic. So you can't mix them together.
Okay.
You get a kaboom. You can mix them together in the pool water, but you can't like have a bucket and go, all right, I'm gonna mix up my chemicals. You're like, chlorine is chlorine is chlorine. So you add some granules and you add a puck, and then it's no good. I know. I think I told you about during the pool class. They were saying, make sure that you do not, or they were just discussing stuff. You know, be careful with your chemicals and the way everything works. And one guy said, "Can I share a story?" And the guy said, "As long as it's PG, it's relevant to the class, and it's relevant to what we're currently talking about." He said, "It is." So okay. The guy says, "I burned down my my clubhouse with pool chemicals." He was like, "Okay, share away." So the guy opens the big bucket of chlorinated granules, which is like it's like an 80-pound bucket. It's like ridiculous. He opened the lid and he starts scooping chlorine to throw into the pool. Well,
Okay.
there's an emergency, and the pool's closed, so he just kind of threw the lid back on it, and it kind of went like cattywampus and didn't close all the way. It was open still, and he ran to go deal with the emergency. Well, he forgot about it. It rained that night. Rainwater got into the bucket, and it was just enough to start a reaction. And when the granules get wet, guess what happens?
They get
hot.
They ignite.
They get hot, and the hotter it gets, eventually they ignite. So there was just enough water in there to start a reaction, and it started getting hot, and then it like got hot enough, it started a fire and burned the clubhouse to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful with this crap.
That's wild.
I was like, that's insane.
It is. Who would have thought?
The more you know.
Right?
One moment. So I went to the Food Line, which is my grocery store, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking around. I was like, I need to get something with caffeine in it for my Friday stream, my Friday and Sunday stream. That way I'm awake. Or if I need a little bit of a boost when I'm streaming on Monday, Wednesday, I've got something. I was like, okay. Oh, Mountain Dew. I was like, $6 for a 12-pack? I was like, God. That's not super great. And I was looking around. And I saw these little Baja Blast bottles, and it was like 3 for $9. And I was like, well, there's 6 of those in a pack. I was like, yeah, that's a better deal. I didn't even realize that these are 16 ounces, so one of these is 2 cans.
Oh. Well.
So it's a 6-pack, but it's a 12-pack. And I got 3 of them. Ow! And I got 3 of them for $9, which was cheaper than buying 2 of them in the 12 packs.
Right. Oh, that's glorious.
Love when stuff works out. I think that's Kraken's fall ahead of us. They head more south. We turned because storm.
Ah, I see.
What are you freaking out about? I know there's not still fire. Nathan?
Oh. I fell off.
You didn't fall off. I mean, you did, but I watched your name. You were in, like, your name, like, slid along the inside of the boat until you disappeared.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Like, I was just, like, I was there flapping, and then all of a sudden I was in the water. That was weird. Okay.
My cat thinks the boat's still on fire. Because I got struck by lightning, and he's stuck in a loop.
Okay, thanks for returning to my ship. Thank you. Okay.
Syndrome, relax.
It's like, no!
Yeah, so, interesting times. Oh, nice! Burnt enchilada.
Yes! I had to bring him out. I always forget.
So, I thought of this because you work in a lab.
Yes.
I know you don't do this kind of stuff, but one of the guys I used to work with, Mike, his son was a firefighter. And
Okay.
the area of North Carolina I'm in, I'm like right next to Wake Forest. And so, you know, Wake Forest has a pretty good medical program, as well as Duke. Duke and Wake Forest, they're all right here, right around me. Mike's son got called out to an emergency at Baptist Hospital, which is in Winston-Salem.
Oh.
They went down to an area that was restricted because that's where the fire was. And Mike worked at Baptist for several years as a maintenance tech. But he was saying there was just some areas down in the basement levels that you couldn't go to. He's like, even though I was facilities maintenance, I couldn't go there. But his son went down there. Yeah, he's like his son went down there because emergency and firefighter, and he was like, he came back and he looked up a picture on his phone. He's like, Dad, I saw this in a cage down there, and it was a Tasmanian tiger. And like, those are supposed to be extinct.
What?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know that that's exactly what it was, but that is, like, I don't know that that's the thing it was, but that's exactly what I saw in there. He's like, I don't know what is going on down there. And like, there was an area of the hospital they called the monkey farm, because they just got a bunch of monkeys and kept them there for, you know, medical research. And there's all kinds of just stuff. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, I was talking about Neves Gaming yesterday, or not yesterday, the last stream on Sunday. One of the guys, Thick 44, he's got brain cancer, and they're from North Carolina. That's where they're based, just a few hours away from me, which is cool. But
yeah,
the brain cancer is not Thick 44 has brain cancer. And that's one of the things that they were talking about, because, and that's one of the reasons I brought up the medical schools. He went to Duke because that's where some of the best oncology in the area is, for obvious reasons. They decided that they had two options. Like, we're gonna try to cut it out with the surgery because it's a specific type of cancer he's got. And what? Why did I take... What? What's happening? Nathan?
Yeah? I'm here.
What's happening?
What is happening?
Were you shooting at something next to me?
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Well, yeah, because I killed it.
No, there was... No, not at all. Nothing was
What?
there. I was just taking damage, and I couldn't see anything. I saw you shoot at nothing.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, no, that was a phantom just like.
Oh, there you go. I was like,
face off.
why is the ground dog glowy? It's because you've got the Fallen Sea Dog's lantern, but it was just a regular lantern for me, and it finally loaded.
That's weird though. Okay.
Anyway, to kind of put all the, like, to the level of stuff that's in the area sort of in perspective, that's the whole reason I brought up the cancer thing with Thick 44. He... Oh. There's all our stuff that the galleon left behind.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that was sitting on this dock.
Oh, guess I didn't want it. Oh. Well, don't mind if I do.
Yep. One of the things that they were talking about doing after he did the surgery, right before he did the surgery, they were like, well, they don't know if they want to try surgery, if there's something else they want to do. And they were talking about, like, basically getting chemo wafers and implanting them in his skull so they could release chemotherapy directly onto the cancer.
Whoa.
And then they decided that he wasn't well, for the type of cancer you have, it's not that great. It's not going to work as well as it wouldn't be the best thing. Because I think it gives you several small tumors together and they all kind of just grow. I don't know exactly much about it.
Yeah.
But they opted for like a traditional surgery to remove it. And then they're like, okay, well, they didn't get all of it, so we're going to do a gamma knife. So they, like, crank up the X-rays, or they crank up the gamma radiation and, like,
Yeah.
use the radiation as almost like a knife to kind of cut through that area. They super concentrate it and blast it. I'm like, oh my god!
The amount of gamma radiation you have to get for it to be basically like a laser, though, that's intense.
Well, I mean, it won't be quite like that. They just call it a gamma knife.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be like, you know, won't be that crazy. Although that would be crazy. Is that all of it?
One more.
There's one more? Okay, good, because I gotta go talk to the guy anyway. That's the kind of, like, crap up here that... It's like, wow, okay.
Man. We actually are, in talks with the, Navy to get military funding for basically to develop a product for the military for burns. So
that makes sense, because burns are very difficult to treat on a battlefield.
Or just in a field hospital,
right?
Something like that, you know. So they're just trying to look for things that can speed up recovery of everything. So
I get that.
I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, if we get approved, which from what we've heard, our company is like in final talks with them on that. So if we get approved for that, I'll be working on a project actually talking with people from the Navy.
Yeah.
And in developing that. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And we get a ton of funding for it. So then we don't have to worry about oh, is this gonna be in our budget? We can just be like, yeah, whatever, it's not our money.
Right. Even though it is, but it's taxpayer money. But at least it's going towards, medical research that could help everybody.
Yes. Oh. Well. The boat started moving right when I jumped and I miscalculated. Oops. And I got water.
That's funny. I love it when stuff like that happens.
I was just like, cool, gonna jump up here, and the boat moved. Was not ready.
Just gonna jump. Okay.
So let me just swim out here real quick. Gotta get to the mermaid.
Oh god, I'm going. At least I can see the destination now. Ha ha ha.
Oh, there you are.
Whoa, hey, calm down there.
Lightning?
Yep.
Too close for comfort?
It was pretty close. It wasn't like supremely close. It was close.
What do you guys got planned for the weekend?
Well, Tabitha was going to work an open house that we were having, but after all that happened today, they canceled that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so she's going to work an open house at my apartment complex. And they were like, "Are you going to work it?" I was like, "No."
Yeah. No.
It's like, I'm maintenance. What am I going to do?
Plus, you've been on call all week.
No, I am on call. I'm on call tomorrow. I'm on call till Monday.
Oh, that's
So-
right.
Yeah, we do on call Monday to Monday. The groundskeeper put in her 2 weeks notice.
Oh.
Yep, and they're bringing my maintenance supervisor back over to the property full time, so that's good for us.
Yeah. Good for you.
But what they should have done is they should have moved her to the other property. Been like, "This is your property. You're still responsible for this one, but we're going to take this guy and make him supervisor, but he'll answer directly to you." And
that
it
makes
would
more
have taken most of the stress off of her shoulders, and she could have focused most of her energy on getting the 2 new properties situated and running correctly. Instead,
Yeah.
she did triple the job for the same amount of money she was doing it for one property, basically.
See, and that's not good. Nobody likes that.
No. But she's one of those people who doesn't. She wants to be like super employee, so she's like, "I'll be the go-to. Don't you worry. I got this. I can handle it." Don't. She's very good at her job, but to a certain extent, there's just no way you can do that.
Right. Oh, okay. It nosedived, and then it, like, shot up real fast and knocked me out of the way. And got that.
Don't stop for nothing.
Blasted Reapers! They've been dogging us this whole way. We're on course for our destination now, so maybe we can outrun them.
Is the adventure still going on?
Is the what?
Is the current event, like the newest, most recent adventure, is it still going on?
The adventure?
Or is it over?
No. The mystery, yes.
What was the last adventure? Did I miss that, or did I do that one?
The last adventure was where we tried to hunt down who killed Merrick.
And I did that one with you, right?
Yes.
Thought so. What's the mystery? Because I don't know if I don't think I did.
So the lantern you've got, that's part of the mystery. But the mystery is not, like, it's not something you accept and do. It's just something that's happening in the world. And on social media. And such.
I see. Okay.
Snake Island.
My question is, okay, so Merrick's dead, but can't he just come back like we do on the ferry?
Well, if
or
he
is there
doesn't,
some reason?
if you don't get on the ferry, you don't. And the Dark Brotherhood is, or not the Dark Brotherhood, the Dark
Wow.
Brethren.
Yes.
Yeah, the Dark Brethren. They were holding him and questioning him, basically. And so because of that, he's not getting on the ferry, so he's not coming back to us.
That's why. Got it. Okay. Makes sense.
I should be able to see the birds from here. Where are they? There's some birds. That's probably them. Due west. Yeah, the mystery started with them talking about DeMarco and who killed him and all that kind of stuff. But to get some information, they basically released a picture on the Sea of Thieves Twitter account that was of DeMarco's skeleton, and it had, you know, the little music boxes that has the skeleton holding an instrument?
Yeah.
They released a picture of, like, a close-up picture of that with DeMarco's bones in the background. And on that was what looks like the retweet with, I think it was 2 M's. So they wanted 2,000 retweets of that picture, and they would reveal the next phase. But they didn't tell you that. That's just how they told you was with that picture. So then they did the 2,000 retweets, and then they did, it looked like a little cloud, and then it said MMM, which is 3,000. And so somebody on Twitter was like, the devs want us to fart on them 3,000 times. So they ended up, like, doing 3,000 fart cloud emojis, and they were hoping that would be the answer, and it was not. But whoever started that idea was now labeled as the Fart King. So it was an interesting time.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
I think they figured out what it was, but I don't remember what it was. They figured it out because they've moved on from it. And then we ended up getting the Sea Dog Lantern, that lantern there. And there was a clue about, like, the clue was just a few phrases listed together. And you essentially had to go to large islands, large and medium islands, I think, and hold the lantern up at graves. And it would reveal a piece of paper you could read. Then you had to organize all of those into the conversation between DeMarco and somebody else. And then they figured out that the conversation was between... Then they released a picture of, if you hold the lantern up in specific places at specific times after talking to tavern keepers, you end up going there and there's, like, DeMarco doing things with different people. And one of the things that I think they've gotten to the point now where they've revealed that in order to figure out what has happened, you have to dress exactly like a specific pirate and then go talk to somebody, and they'll give you some information that leads towards who killed DeMarco. Like, it's a whole thing.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely the case. But I like that, though, because, like, for the people who just want to just dive in and have the time to commit
Head
to
first
that,
into
like,
all
it gives
the
them
lore
something to do.
and all that craziness. Like Captain
Yeah.
Falcor. Captain Falcor seems to be a fan of all this.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all.
And did you hear Ubisoft they've been putting out stuff about Skull and Bones?
No.
Yeah, remember they were talking about Skull and Bones like right after Assassin's Creed 4 came out, and then they went silent on it, and we haven't heard anything else about it since. Because it's just the pirate aspect of Assassin's Creed 4 cut out of the Assassin's Creed 4 pirate game. Yeah, Captain Falcor like did an announcement video with Ubisoft about it.
Wow.
I don't even know if
Okay,
this
well,
is where we're going. I think this is where we're supposed to go.
Is it actually gonna come out?
It looks like it now.
Really?
Yep. Those might just be island birds. They're the only birds I could see from... Drop the anchor, you fool. Oh, it's here. Good. The wreck of the jewel of the crown. Oh, you know what? Unless you grabbed the key, I don't remember seeing the key.
Nope.
Dang.
Do we not have the key?
You know what? I bet that other crew picked it up.
Oh.
That's probably what happened. That
They
or we
picked it up just to.
missed it on the C post.
I didn't see it. Well, dang. Can we do anything then?
Yeah. There's still some treasure here, and the manifest is still here. You know, the most valuable part of it.
Right.
It's just the big treasure room is unavailable to us.
Oh, that's such a pain.
That's fine, because it's... Hey, and we're grade 5.
Beautiful. This is what really matters.
Yep.
Well, we'll make it back just in time to sell and end the stream. Nice.
Yep.
Nicely timed. Oh, I'm gonna die. Come on. Come on. Wow. Literally made it to the surface with a sliver of health left. Incredible.
That's okay. As long as we hit grade 5, that's what I really cared about.
Yep. So we can slowly chip away at the Athena Fortune ranking.
That's, I mean, this is Merchant Alliance, but sure.
Oh, I don't. Why did I think it was?
You said Athena once before already, and I was like, okay.
It's been a long day. It really has. And the thing on the bottom left just reminded me of like Athena's Fortune with the color of like, yeah. But no, we've already been talking. We're doing Merchant Alliance missions, so I'm just ignore me. Life's hard sometimes. Have you been on Ark recently?
No.
I haven't either. Literally, I've played tonight with you on this. I played Sunday, and then prior to that, it's been like it was like a week and a half.
That's okay. I was kind of like, I did have to renew the server. I renewed it, I think, 3 or 4 days ago.
Okay, so we do have it again, so we can run it, do the tech cave, all that stuff, and just start. But we can basically do that. I don't think Charlie's gonna get back on.
No, I don't think so.
He got on for like 2 days, and that was about it.
No, he got on for more than that. He disappeared. He's been making like a fortress out somewhere else.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay,
In
because that's
fact,
what I was wondering.
I built an undersea area. Like, I built a moon pool and put cameras up in his area, and I called it, like, the Penguin Preserve. You know, because it was like I was studying, and that was like Penguin Research Center, because I was researching the penguin. I wanted to, like, keep an eye on him and see what he was doing.
Yeah. That's funny.
Southeast. Mostly east. I'm going west, which is not the same.
And then Patrick, poor Patrick, I think he got on like once or twice and died.
No, not died. Was murdered by defense turrets. Let's get that straight.
Yeah. Absolutely obliterated. I mean, I don't even think Tabitha, has she been on recently?
No, she hasn't done much gaming at all recently. She's been busy with work.
Yeah. I get that. We've like been non-stop. And then when I'm not working, we've been non-stop doing other stuff and traveling.
Yep.
Or having people stay with us. My parents were with us last weekend. The weekend before that, Mara was gone and I was solo.
Yeah.
And the weekend before that, we were in New York. So yeah, I haven't had much time to game. I randomly today re-downloaded Fallout Shelter because I saw it on the list of Game Pass, and I was like, I played that like right when it first came out on my phone, and I was just curious because like I got a little bit of time to kill today. And I've been missing Fallout, so it's like, yeah, why not? Let me just see what it is, and it was fun. It was mindless for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they really haven't changed it since I first downloaded it when like Fallout 4 came out.
Yeah, I think they've done a bit with it since then. Like you can send your people out in the wasteland, but like you can do specific quests, and when your people are out in the wasteland, they can find locations, and you can go explore them. If they find a location, they'll just wait at it. You can be like, yeah, go check this place out. But that's about the only thing they've done, I think. They hadn't done much. They did release a little like DLC thing for Surviving Mars. It's the Martian Express. That was a mod somebody made, but is now a full part of the game. Basically, you can build a train station, and you can run colonists out to locations that are further away. So that way, if you've got like, oh, I need to mine these rare minerals out here. They're too far away from a dome. I'm gonna have to build the dome just to get people down there, so that way I can work it. The only people who are gonna be there are engineers. Ugh. So then you can just like, or not engineers, are geologists or whatever they are, and you have to just. It works out a little better. It's neat. I haven't played it yet, but it sounds like a good idea. I've just been playing Icarus, mainly. Are you muted? Or did you walk away? Fix. Can you hear me like this? Let's see. I'm not in a party, that's why. Discord. I reconnected, but you're muted.
Cameron?
Yes.
There we go. Okay, I don't know what happened.
Yep. Did you turn in the thing? The book?
I did.
Okay, I wasn't looking at the screen then.
Yeah.
There it is.
Woo! Money!
Money! I don't know what's happening, but Tabitha's watching something and there's just all yelling in the background.
Sounds good.
Yep. I did play a little bit of Skyrim recently, too. Tabitha was playing it, and I was like, I guess I could play some. So I just picked up on my character and kept going. But I bought the anniversary update. It was like $20. Basically, I think what it did is it paid for all of the Creator Club content.
Yeah.
And also, like it added a couple other things like fishing.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely different. But I got a couple of neat little quests out of it. And there's like several new homes you can purchase.
Yeah, I knew it added fishing.
God.
Nice.
You know what? I think
Oh.
Steam is updating updating something in the background. Yep, that's green. What do you... Oh, it's updating Icarus.
Ah, that'll do it. Okay, I think that's everything, Cameron.
Well, I'm still holding something.
Oh. I got a ammo crate, and that's it.
An ammo crate? No. Okay.
Yeah, I picked that up at the last island we were at. Okay. Bam.
Plus 5,000.
I'll take it.
Let me see. Cadet. I only need to get 248,000 above my current position in the ledger to cap it out. Did you see what the stream was titled?
No, I didn't.
Never skip
What is
ledger
it?
day into leg day. It's stupid.
Nice. See what you did there.
Yep.
Super good screen.
I did a thing. Did you see the new content they added into the Pirate Emporium? The like
No, I haven't.
golden archaeologist set or whatever it is.
Anything. I can get
Ooh, no. I haven't seen that.
Pull it up. Prehistoric plunderer. Looks pretty good.
Yeah?
There's more coming soon, my friend.
You should go check it out. Looks like it'd be up your alley.
Yeah, definitely need to go check that out. Probably do that as soon as we get done here. While I'm still in the game. Is it time, Cameron?
It is.
Oh yeah, we forgot to do that. Bye, ship.
Don't worry, it'll be back. And in greater numbers, too. Alright, well, that's going to end the stream for the evening. I'm glad you like that. Let me move. Scooch over. Other side. You have to stand on the other side of me. Otherwise, my face blocks you. Completely.
Right here?
Yeah, that's good. All right, everyone, that ends the stream for the evening. Thanks for dropping by and checking it out. I'll be live again Sunday from 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested, drop by and see us then. That's it. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your night.